Security footage doesn't lie, Mr. Brennan. The office is small, windowless, smells like burnt coffee and cleaning chemicals. Store manager Patricia Hendricks sits behind her desk, arms crossed, laptop screen turned toward the door. Julian Brennan stands in front of her, blue grocery vest, name tag slightly crooked, his hands rest at his sides, still. "I know what I did," Julian says quietly. Patricia's jaw tightens. "Then you know you violated protocol, company policy, my direct orders." "Yes. A thief walked out of this store yesterday with stolen merchandise, and you let him go." Julian's expression doesn't change. He's 15 years old. "I don't care if he's 5. Theft is theft. He was stealing food." Patricia stands, walks around her desk. She's 47, power suits and perfect makeup. 15 years climbing the corporate ladder of Greenway Markets. She runs this store like a military operation. Zero tolerance, zero exceptions. Food, electronics, candy, it doesn't matter. The policy is clear. We press charges every time, no exceptions. Julian meets her eyes, gray-green, calm. "I made an exception, without authorization, without asking." Patricia's face flushes. "You have a daughter, don't you?" Julian's stillness shifts. "Barely." "Yes. Then you should understand the importance of consequences, of teaching kids that actions have repercussions." "I do understand that." "Do you?" Patricia leans forward. "Because what you taught that kid yesterday is that stealing is okay, that he can just walk away." "That's not what I taught him." "Then what did you teach him?" Julian is quiet for 3 seconds. Then, that someone saw him as a person, not a criminal. Patricia's expression hardens. "We're done here. You're suspended, pending investigation, 2 weeks, no pay." Julian nods once. "Understood." He turns toward the door. "Julian." He stops. Patricia's voice drops. "I hired you because you were reliable, quiet. You didn't cause problems. Don't make me regret that." Julian doesn't turn around. "I won't." He walks out. 22 hours earlier. The grocery store had been quiet. Late afternoon, Tuesday. The lull between lunch rush and dinner shoppers. Julian stood behind register 4, scanning items, bagging groceries, smiling politely at customers who never looked him in the eye. He'd worked at Greenway Markets for 3 years, cashier, part-time, 23 hours a week, just under the threshold for benefits. It was enough, barely. His daughter, Mira, was 12, middle school, smart, too smart. She asked questions Julian couldn't always answer. "Why don't you have a better job, Dad?" "Because I'm doing the best I can." "But you went to college." College was a long time ago. He'd learned to redirect, change the subject, keep moving. That afternoon, Julian had been ringing up Mrs. Chen's groceries, rice, vegetables, fish sauce, when he'd noticed the kid, 16, maybe 17, too big jacket, baggy jeans, baseball cap pulled, low. The kid was in the frozen food aisle, glancing around, nervous energy. Julian had seen it before, the pattern, the tells. The kid picked up a frozen pizza, looked at the price, put it back, picked up a cheaper one, put it back. Then he slipped 3 boxes of mac and cheese inside his jacket. Julian finished bagging Mrs. Chen's groceries, smiled, watched her leave. Then he walked toward the frozen aisle. The kid saw him coming, froze. Julian stopped 6 feet away, hands visible, calm. "You need to put those back." The kid's face went pale. "I don't know what you're—" "The mac and cheese, under your jacket, put it back." Silence. The kid's eyes darted toward the exit, calculating distance, chances. "I'm not calling security," Julian said quietly. "Not yet, just put it back." The kid's throat worked. "I can't." "Why not?" "Because I need it." Julian tilted his head slightly. "You need 3 boxes of mac and cheese?" "My brother's hungry. My mom's—" "She's not around right now. I'm trying to—" The kid's voice cracked. "I'm just trying to feed him." Julian studied him. Really looked. Worn sneakers, jacket too thin for the weather, dark circles under his eyes. "How old's your brother?" 7. "What's your name?" The kid hesitated. "Evan." Julian nodded slowly. "Okay, Evan. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to put the mac and cheese back, Then you're going to come with me to the register. Evan's face crumpled. Please don't. I'm not calling the cops. Just come with me. Evan pulled the boxes from his jacket, set them on the shelf, followed Julian back to register 4. Julian scanned 3 boxes of mac and cheese, a loaf of bread, peanut butter, a carton of milk, a bag of apples. The total came to $32.47. Julian reached into his pocket, pulled out 2 20s, slid them across the scanner. Evan stared. What are you doing? Buying you groceries. Why? Julian bagged the items, handed them across. Because your brother's hungry. Evan's eyes filled. I can't pay you back. I'm not asking you to. Then why? Because someone did this for me once, a long time ago, and it mattered. Evan took the bag. His hands shook. Evan, the kid looked up. Next time you need help, ask. Don't steal. There are programs, food banks, people who can help. Evan nodded, couldn't speak. He turned and walked toward the exit. Julian watched him go. He didn't see Patricia standing at the end of aisle 3, watching, recording on her phone. Now. Julian drives home in his 15-year-old sedan. The heater doesn't work. His breath fogs the windshield. He parks outside his apartment building, 3 stories, faded brick, the kind of place that never quite gets fixed. Inside, Mira is doing homework at the kitchen table. Dark hair pulled back, his ex-wife's eyes, his stubborn chin. You're home early, she says without looking up. Yeah. Why? Julian sets his keys on the counter. Got sent home. Now Mira looks. Up. Why? Broke a rule. What rule? Julian opens the fridge, stares at the contents. Eggs, bread, half a jar of pasta sauce. Doesn't matter. Dad, he closes the fridge, turns. I helped someone. Boss didn't like it. Mira's expression shifts. Worry. Are you in trouble? A little. Are you fired? Suspended. 2 weeks. Mira's face goes pale. But we can't. We'll be okay. How? Rent's due in 9 days. Julian crosses to the table, sits down beside her. I have some savings. We'll figure it out. You don't have savings. You gave me money for the field trip last week. Mira, and you bought me new shoes, and you paid for my science fair supplies. Her voice rises. You don't have savings because you keep spending everything on me. Julian's throat tightens. That's my job. Your job is to keep your actual job. Hey. He reaches across, takes her hand. We're going to be fine. Mira pulls away. You always say that. Because it's always true. Is it? She stands, angry now, scared. Mom left because we didn't have enough money, because you couldn't provide. And now you're getting suspended for helping some stranger? The words hit like stones. Julian sits very still. Your mom left for a lot of reasons. Money was just one. But it was a reason. Yes? Mira's eyes fill. I don't want to lose you too. Julian stands, pulls her into a hug. She resists for 2 seconds, then collapses against him. You won't lose me, he says quietly. I promise. She cries into his shoulder. He holds her. Outside, the city hums. Traffic, sirens. The sound of other people's lives continuing. 14 years earlier, Julian had been 31 years old, marketing manager, mid-sized firm, good salary, company car. Future so bright it hurt. Then his wife Sarah got pregnant. They'd been thrilled, terrified, ready. Mira had been born in April, healthy, perfect. For 2 years, everything worked. Julian climbed, Sarah stayed home, they bought a house, made plans. Then the recession hit. Julian's firm downsized. He was let go. Severance barely covered 3 months. He'd sent out 200 resumes, got 5 interviews, 0 offers. The savings evaporated. The house went into foreclosure. Sarah had tried, but the pressure, financial, emotional, constant, had worn her down. One morning, she'd packed a bag, said she needed space, time to think. She'd never come back. Divorce papers arrived 6 months later. She'd moved to her sister's place in Arizona, wanted a clean start. Julian got custody of Mira, full-time, no support. He'd taken the first job he could find, cashier, minimum wage, flexible hours. It wasn't enough, but it was something. For 12 years, he'd built a life on something, and it had been enough, Barely, just barely. 2 days later, Julian sits in his apartment, mid-morning, Mira's at school. The place is too quiet. His phone rings, unknown number. He answers. Hello? Mr. Brennan, this is Carol Mendez. I'm a social worker with the county. Julian's chest tightens. Okay. I'm calling about an incident at Greenway Markets. You helped a young man named Evan Torres. Yes. His caseworker reached out to me. Evan told her what you did. She wanted me to thank you. Julian exhales slowly. Is Evan okay? He's in temporary foster care now. His mother's in treatment. His brother's with him. They're safe. Good. Mr. Brennan, what you did, buying those groceries, not calling the police, it meant something. Evan said it was the first time in months someone treated him like he mattered. Julian's throat closes. I just didn't want him to get arrested. You did more than that. You saw him. Silence. Thank you, Carol says. We don't see enough of that. She hangs up. Julian sits holding his phone, staring at nothing. 1 week later, Julian is at the kitchen table, laptop open, job search sites, applications half filled, 3 interviews lined up, warehouse, call center, night shift security, all pay less than the grocery store. Mira walks in from school, drops her backpack. Dad, there's someone outside asking for you. Julian looks up. Who? I don't know, some lady. Julian goes to the door, opens it. A woman stands in the hallway, late 30s, professional clothes, warm smile. Mr. Brennan? Yes. My name's Angela Raines. I'm a reporter with the City Chronicle. Julian's stomach drops. I don't want to talk to reporters. I understand, but I think you'll want to hear this. I doubt it. Angela pulls out her phone, shows him a screen. This video has 63,000 views. Someone posted it 3 days ago. Julian stares. It's security footage from Greenway Markets. Him and Evan, the conversation, the groceries. Where did you get this? Someone leaked it. Probably an employee. It went viral. Julian's hands shake. I need you to leave. Mr. Brennan, people want to help you. They've started a fund. I don't need charity. It's not charity. It's gratitude. Julian closes the door, leans against it. Mira appears. Dad, it's fine. What did she want? Doesn't matter. But it does matter, because 2 hours later, his phone starts ringing. Friends he hasn't heard from in years, former co-workers, strangers, all saying the same thing. We saw the video. You're a good person. We want to help. Julian turns off his phone. 3 days later, Patricia Hendricks sits in her office. Laptop open, email inbox overflowing. Subject lines blur together. Reinstate Julian Brennan. Fire the manager, not the hero. Greenway Markets should be ashamed. Her phone rings. Corporate headquarters. Regional director. Patricia, we need to talk about the situation. I handled it according to policy. I don't care about policy. I care about PR. We're getting destroyed online. Patricia's jaw tightens. He violated protocol. He showed compassion. There's a difference. Not according to... Patricia, listen to me. You're going to reinstate him with back pay, and you're going to apologize. I will not, or I will find someone who will. Your choice. Silence. Patricia hangs up, stares at her desk. The next morning, Julian's phone rings. He almost doesn't answer, but it's Patricia's number. Hello? Mr. Brennan, this is Patricia. I need you to come to the store this morning. I'm suspended. Not anymore. Julian sits up. What? Corporate wants you reinstated, immediately, with back pay. Why? Patricia's voice is tight, controlled. Because apparently, compassion is good for business. Silence. Be here at 10 a.m. She hangs up. That afternoon, Julian stands behind register 4. Same blue vest, same name tag. Customers recognize him. Some smile, some nod. One woman stops to shake his hand. Thank you for what you did, she says. For that boy. Julian nods, doesn't know what to say. Patricia watches from her office, arms crossed. At 2 p.m., someone unexpected walks through the door. Evan. He's cleaner now. New jacket, haircut, still nervous, but different. He walks to Julian's register, waits in line. When he reaches the front, he sets down a small bag, opens it, inside, $40, bills and change. I got a job, Evan says. After school, stocking shelves at a hardware store. This is from my first paycheck. Julian stares at the money. Evan, you paid $32.47. I rounded up. You don't have to. I want to. Evan's voice is firm. You helped me when I had nothing. Now I want to pay it forward. Julian's eyes burn. He pushes the money back across the counter. Keep it, for your brother, for yourself. But you don't owe me anything. Just keep being someone your brother can look up to. Evan's face crumples. He nods, takes the money, turns to leave. Evan, he stops. I'm proud of you. Evan smiles, small, real. He walks out. Julian watches him go. Patricia appears beside the register. That was the kid? Yes. She's quiet for a long moment. Then, you were right. About what you taught him. Julian looks at her. Patricia's expression softens, just slightly. I've been doing this job for 15 years, enforcing rules, protecting profits. I forgot. I forgot people matter more than policy. You were doing your job. So were you. Better than I was. She walks back to her office. 2 months later, Julian sits at his kitchen table, laptop open, not job searching, writing. He's been contacted by a nonprofit. They want him to speak at schools about compassion, about seeing people instead of statistics. He's terrified, but he said yes. Mira sits across from him, homework spread out. She glances up. You nervous? Extremely. You'll be good. How do you know? Because you're good at everything that matters. Julian smiles. When did you get so wise? I learned from someone stubborn. The doorbell rings. Julian answers. Angela Raines, the reporter. Mr. Brennan, sorry to drop by, but I wanted to give you this. She hands him an envelope. Inside, a check. $11,400. What is this? The fund. People donated. We tried to give you the full amount, but you never responded, so we're bringing it to you. Julian stares at the check. I can't accept this. You can, and you will, because your daughter deserves stability, and you deserve to not live paycheck to paycheck. Julian's hands shake. One condition, Angela says. Use some of it to take Mira somewhere, anywhere, a weekend trip, a memory. Julian looks at Mira. She's standing in the doorway, eyes wide. Okay, he says quietly. Angela smiles, leaves. Julian and Mira stare at the check. Dad? Yeah? Can we go to the beach? Julian laughs. It comes out broken, grateful. Yeah, kiddo, we can go to the beach. She hugs him. 6 months later, Julian stands in front of 30 high school students. Auditorium, afternoon assembly. He's wearing a button-down shirt, jeans, no vest. I'm not here to tell you stealing is wrong, he begins. You already know that. I'm here to tell you something else. He pauses. I'm here to tell you that people are more important than rules, that compassion isn't weakness, that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is see someone, really see them, when everyone else looks away. The students listen. 3 years ago, I was drowning, single dad, low-wage job, barely keeping my head above water. Someone helped me once, a stranger. They didn't have to, but they did. He swallows. And when I saw a kid stealing food to feed his brother, I remembered that moment. I remembered what it felt like to be seen as human, not a problem, not a statistic, human. Silence. You're going to face choices, moments where the easy thing is to judge, to punish, to look away. I'm asking you to choose differently, choose compassion, choose to see people, because that's how the world changes, one choice at a time. Scattered applause builds into something louder. Julian steps down. Afterward, a girl approaches, 16, quiet. Mr. Brennan? Yes. My dad lost his job last year. We're struggling, and I've been so angry at him, at everything. Julian nods. But hearing you, I think I forgot he's trying, just like you were. He probably is. I'm going to tell him I love him when I get home. Julian smiles. That's good. She walks away. Julian stands alone in the empty auditorium. His phone buzzes. Text from Mira. How'd it go? Good, really good. Proud of you, Dad. Julian stares at the message. Then he walks outside, into sunlight, into air that feels lighter. Compassion reveals true strength, not punishment. Rules and policies exist, but they can never replace the simple act of seeing someone's humanity and choosing grace over judgment. Real courage isn't enforcing consequences. It's recognizing when mercy matters more. The world doesn't change through rigidity and fear. It changes through small acts of kindness, through people who risk something to help someone else, through those who understand that strength without compassion is just cruelty in disguise. Sometimes, breaking a rule is the most honorable thing you can do. If you believe compassion is the truest form of strength, hit that subscribe button. Comment your favorite moment from Julian's story. Was it his choice to help Evan, Mira's fear turning to pride, or Patricia's quiet realization? Like this video if you've ever chosen kindness over rules, and tell me where you're watching from. Remember, the world doesn't need more enforcers. It needs more people willing to see others as human. Be that person every single day.